Do you guys believe that like everything happens for a reason? Like the last 2 days, why am I always finding that I have to like defend the religion of Islam? Like, what's going on? Why are people so angry at this religion? I don't trust when people are angry at things. Like, I'm reading like this book, right? And I don't really see why you should be like angry at Islam. Like, I don't get it. So if somebody wants to tell me why I should be angry, then like explain to me why I should be angry. But like if I read like a random passage, just go to like a random passage. Let's find out if I should be angry at this religion. Okay. There are those who are hypocrites who set up a mosque only to harm, promote disbelief, divide the believers, and as a base for those who had previously fought against God and His messenger. They will definitely swear, "We intended nothing but good," but God bears witness that they are surely liars. Do not, O Prophet, ever pray in it. Certainly, a mosque founded on righteousness from the first day is more worthy of your prayers. In it are men who love to be purified, and God loves those who purify themselves. Which is better? Those who laid the foundation of their building on the fear and pleasure of God, the source, the source of your existence, or those who did so on the edge of a crumbling cliff, or those who did on the edge of a crumbling cliff that tumbled down with them into the fire of hell. And God does not guide the wrongdoing of people. The building which they erected will never cease to feel hypocrisy in their hearts until their hearts are torn apart. And God is all knowing, all wise. Okay, let's go for another one. I'm honestly, I'm reading like random verses. Let's figure out if this is like a religion to hate. Okay, let's go like, okay, okay. But those objects of worship they invoke besides him have no power to intercede, except those who testify to the truth knowingly. If you ask them, O prophet, who created them, they will certainly say God. How can they be so deluded from the truth? God is aware of the prophet's cry, O Lord. Indeed, these are people who persist in disbelief. So bear with them and respond with peace. They will soon come to know. Oh my God, what an evil religion. Those are just, I swear on my life, those are like random verses that I just pulled up. And it's fascinating, you know? I think that, like, I don't know, like, do you think that, like, the religion of Islam is the most misunderstood religion? Is it misunderstood by the people who are in the religion too? The guy I was today, I was like, there was a guy. He was a Iranian guy. He's Persian, but he was a Christian guy. And I walk into the sauna. My conversations with men are usually in the sauna, and I don't know how the conversation started, but I basically said that like all he was talking about like his belief. Oh, I asked him. I said like, what do people believe in? Oh, I asked him about his tattoo. It was like a tattoo that had like an eagle. It was like on like his like under his belly button, and I asked him about his tattoo, and then he said it's like some Iranian religion. I forget what it's called. It starts with a Z. It wasn't Zoroastrianism. It was like some other religion. I don't know what religion it was. Maybe like a small religion. Is it me or is like the Okay, that might be better. So anyway, so I asked him like about the religion, and he told me, and he said it tells you to do good deeds and be kind and like all that stuff. And then I said, well, like I think like every religion teaches that. Well, that's cool. Like it seems like there's a common theme. That's what all I said. I said I think there's a common theme with all religions where they teach that. And he said, not Islam, but he doesn't know that like I'm studying this book, and it's like I think that it's like a sign. Like what if like the things I don't know, maybe I'm being like a little bit too magical. But like I can't help but think because nobody has ever told me how much they hate like Islam that much before, and then I started reading this book, and then I come across like people who like hate the religion, but they don't really know much about it. So he's explaining to me about how like they force people to do things, and I just asked him a simple question. I said, "Okay, are you talking about Iran or are you talking about Islam in general?" Because like look at this. This one isn't random, but if you go to chapter 109, it says, say, O prophet, you disbelievers. Say, O prophet, O you disbelievers, I do not worship what you worship, nor do you worship what I worship. I will never worship what you worship, nor will you ever worship what I worship. You have your way and I have my way. To your religion yours, to my religion mine. You know? And it's fascinating that like people who have never read a book, who never read like the source material, the primary source material, are like will like listen to their propaganda and then like hate a religion. This is why I don't criticize religions that I don't know really well. Like and then there were like there were like they were Christians, but like the Christians had a different belief, so it was wild. Like this Persian guy was telling me how much he hates Muslims, and then the guy beside me, who was like some like white Italian guy, was like, "It's a death cult," and says like the Italian guy, like your entire background civilization is like imperialization, going into different parts of the world and making them your slaves, but you're going to call Islam a death cult? Fascinating. It's like fascinating to that people will like. Do you think that it's like some type of like neo-colonialist idea that like Muslims are like less worth than like non-Muslims? Like they're like inherently evil? Isn't that the idea? Or like people who are not European? Like I don't know what it is, but it's fascinating how like people can just like trash a religion without ever reading the religion. And then I asked the guy, the Persian guy, I said, have you ever read the Quran? He asked me if I ever read the Quran, and I said yes, because he was trying to like argue that I don't know it, and I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I said, have you read it? And he said yes. I was like, bro, there's no way this guy reads. There's no way. He was too dumb. Uh, he didn't know what he was talking about at all. He had zero historical context. All he could talk about was like his like situation in Iran. And I get it. I get it. Iran seems like an oppressive country. I don't know about that country. It seems like an oppressive country. Um, but he was just saying like a lot of wild things. And it's fascinating that like I find myself defending a religion, but I'm not defending a religion. I'm just like it's like I don't like to mock religions that I don't understand. Like I want to know if I'm gonna like talk trash about like Christianity, I need to really understand Christianity before I do that. I'm not gonna like straw man Christianity. Or if I want to like say something bad about Hinduism, like I saw this video once about like this Muslim guy like mocking Hinduism, and I felt like he was kind of like a moron. And I'll tell you why. Like Muslims can get mad at me or like whatever, but like I think that he was a moron. And I because he was straw manning. Straw manning is like when you make it like a weaker version of itself and then attacking that thing. So he was straw manning Hinduism and then attacking it. And I felt like that was so disingenuous. Like you should always try your best to understand something really well before you criticize it. And you should probably not even criticize it. Just like, and it seems like most religions. So whether you go like Hinduism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Sikhism, whatever, they're all saying like a very similar thing. Sometimes they don't all go, like, I think they all believe that we all come from one source. They just call that source a different thing. But they all believe that we should do good deeds and we get affected by the negative things we do. Like the Hindus believe in like reincarnation, so if you do bad things, you're just going to end up in a bad position. I feel like that's a guide to make you a better person. Like I'm not against that. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand why we have to criticize things that we don't understand. Is it me that's like open-minded, or is it like most people that are just closed-minded? I think the world would be a better place if we just like didn't find a reason to like trash everybody all the time. Don't let the wolves outside of your house turn you into a wolf. If people are negative and like you have like Islamic authoritarian government, that doesn't mean that you should be authoritarian. The best revenge you can have on somebody is to not be like them. But the funny thing is that like when we are hurt, clearly that guy was hurt. When we are hurt, we tend to try to hurt others to make ourselves feel better.